Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from TSS Top Shelf Studios. Oh boy, am I excited for this one. I was on a show with him, my goodness, probably a year and a half ago at this point now. The illustrious, the unshakable Scott Shaffer, ladies and gentlemen.
Not very shakeable. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. God, was that a year and a half ago for interrogation?
So maybe a year ago at this point.
Yeah, probably closer. Probably closer to a year ago.
Gosh, time's moving quick though.
How's it going?
Okay, let me go one more. Is it sinking on you?
Nah, I'm just pulling it like a weirdo.
No, you're good.
Don't know what I'm doing.
All good. Thanks for being here in a hot garage on a Sunday morning.
It's actually not that hot. I'll take it. I don't have air conditioning in my place, so I'll take it.
Dude, it's a battle. The air conditioning battle is that's all I want. The only thing I want to get wealthy for is to be able to ensure I have air conditioning.
Sure. I even there's sometimes where I rent from this guy for a house, and I just look up, just shits and giggles, how much it would cost just to put central air in here, and I just laugh because it's so much money.
100?
No.
Oh, okay.
But it's like you're probably not gonna find under $15,000. And I'm just like, oh, that's it? It's just $15,000? And then I just laugh myself to sleep. Because
well, you can't even use that as a down payment on a house anymore, $15,000, right? Back in the day, that was
especially in this city. Everything is so expensive here. What is wrong with this city?
I just turned 28, and I'm like, now, it's a sad state of affairs for me and my generation.
No, buddy, I'm 42. I'm way behind the 8 ball.
So you can empathize that.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, my dad was renting after my parents got divorced, he was renting for...
Are you from here?
From here.
You guys are from here? Nice.
From here, grew up here.
I'm from Kansas, one state over, and it's so much cheaper. What's happening?
I'm telling you, there's going to be people pushed out from Colorado. They're going to get drawn into Kansas and Nebraska, and
Colorado, the town of Colorado really needs it. I think the population there is 50.
That's where you're from?
No. Just the first... I'm from a small town in Kansas, but right as you get into Kansas off of I-70, the first town there is Colorado. Colorado. And it's I've driven through it. It's a little tiny, sad town of 40 people, And it's weird if you even see how many people are in there.
On the Kansas side of the border of weed, too. Probably so many cops sitting there waiting to just bust people constantly.
Just ready for it. What is it?
153 people.
That's a town.
I could buy a house there, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. I can't afford it, probably.
$103,000.
Oh, that's not bad. Actually,
30-year loan for that.
Am I getting a mansion there though? How many bedrooms is that?
Your average house.
No one's paying $8.95 a month in Colorado, Kansas. ChatGPT.
See, that's the weird thing about the rental model is it costs a ton to rent in one of these nice places, one of the major 5 cities, whatever.
Sure.
Place you want to live and have a job, whatever, as a young person, but also it costs a lot to live in places you do not want to live.
Sure. It's one of those things to where I just have a high rent. I don't make a lot of money, and so it's in Denver. But if I go home to my hometown and they hear how much my rent is, they just look at me like I'm the stupidest piece of shit in the world. Why would you do that to yourself? And I'm honestly I don't know. I don't know.
I went back to a buddy's wedding in Monticello, Iowa, small town Iowa. Well, we weren't in Monticello. We were in another place in central Iowa.
Yeah.
But, it's just the type of thing where it's they all own homes in their 20s. And
they're adults.
Pissing and laughing at me for the fact that, I'm a child compared to them.
I told my brother what my rent was, and he's like, that's more than our mortgage has ever been. I'm like, I know. I get it. And he has a 4-bedroom, 3-level house in Kansas City, and just kill me. Can you ask ChatGPT to kill me? That'd be great.
I think the rent I was paying for our house that we were renting to get near school for my fiance was probably 1.2 or 3 what my parents' mortgage was in the house I was growing up in when they were together. It's that's unsustainable.
One of these, if you're lucky, one of these ladies we were gonna rent from, she had bought the house that she lived next door to in 1996 for $117,000, and now we looked it up, it's $650,000. She's just sitting on a pile of money, and I'm very jealous of her. 100%. Look up Caldwell, Kansas. See what ChatGPT says. Go out. Am I breaking down the fourth wall?
No,
here
this is great. Okay. No, we got some upgrades recently to the studio that have made it a little more, trying to get closer and closer.
I don't use...
What was your graduating class in high school?
CALDW. I said that like he knows what the hell it is. It's a
No.
town of like 1,200 people.
We're working young learning professionals at this game.
That's great.
Trying to learn.
There
to
you go. What's the house value there?
69.
That's hilarious.
1,000 people.
Yeah, about that. Me rent $440. So someone would burn the city down if they paid $442 a month for rent. I don't even know what you're renting in my
Square
hometown.
footage price under $100 per square foot. That makes me.
We're all moving to Caldwell. Let's go.
What was your graduating high school class? How big?
29.
Wow. Okay.
And we were
is
actually
small.
bigger. We had 36 at one point, but then like this weird like kind of accelerated learning center came into town and like posted up there for a few years, and so like 5 or 6 kids just left and went to like do that, or else we would have had weirdly a really big class for Caldwell. Now they're down to like 15, 16, something like that.
What was happening when all the adults in Caldwell were getting it on back?
I don't know. Well, I think it was like, it's like any small
Do you ever
town.
go back and look at like correlation?
Yeah,
things
I
like
see
that?
pictures of my parents having a bunch of fucking Halloween parties. And I'm like, were you guys just banging? What are you doing? You just key in the punch bowl kind of thing? Because yeah, we grew up with a lot of kids for a town that size. But now, yeah, no one's around. I don't think young people move to small towns anymore.
No.
I think they stay in small towns. But yeah, there's not a lot outside of like maybe a price for a home that's gonna want to make you kind of live in the middle of nowhere. Because as much as I love my hometown, it's kind of out there.
The only people doing it are the people that are like, I read about a story of like, I forget what they call it. Maybe it's like anarcho something is their whole thing is like a free loving, like help each other commune thing where they bought a bunch of land and they're building A-frames and they're like, it's like, this will be, you give it 5 months. Like, always ends well. We've got a history of allowing that kind of a thing to happen.
Yeah. Who knows what's going on? Who knows?
So yeah, as young people, that would be cool to see a push of like
it
a
would be
return.
because like I root for the small town. I root for every small town to like make a comeback or just not die. Because like a lot of these small towns, I'm talking like I'm doing a TED talk for fucking building up small town America. But it's one of those things where I don't. You need people in that town to just give a shit. As long as you have 10 people who give a shit, your town's gonna be fine. It may not be, the cover of a Norman Rockwell painting from back in the day, but still, you'll be sustainable. And so there's just some of those towns you drive through, and it's just sadness. It's just like everything's boarded up. You can tell that there used to be something here, but then you're just It's just you just need like 5 to 10 people who give a shit, and you'll be fine. Why are we talking about this?
What was that book? Wasn't there a book that they wrote about this, like bowling in America or like bowling at the empty lanes or some book about bowling and cultural like frameworks around small towns and how there's not many things that people can like get behind.
Jerk off to it probably. The way I'm talking today.
About bowling?
What's going on?
Dude, culture and bowling? Give me some.
Bowling for soup?
There it is. Bowling Alone, the collapse and revival of the American community.
Nice. I'd read that.
Chris. Come on. 2000. It's old. Never mind.
I don't remember the last time I read a book.
3 economic collapses since then. When was the last book you read?
2000, I was a junior in high school. How sad is that?
Good year.
Is that when you were born?
You an 01 graduate?
Yeah.
Wow.
01. I'm old, man.
No, I was born in 97.
What was Y2K like?
Huh? I can tell you, I'm of the age that I can tell you what Y2K and what Y2J were about. Okay, they were both awesome. All right, Y2K, everyone thought that everything was going to collapse. Everyone knew it wasn't. Or I was just naive enough to not believe that one little fucking computer number was going to like end everything. But Y2J with Chris Jericho was fucking awesome.
What was that?
Okay, so you're young. Are you guys at all wrestling fans?
This is the second pod in a row that I've had guests come on that are wrestling fans, and
I'm out of it now, but I grew up as a kid, a huge wrestling fan, and so basically Chris Jericho, a pro wrestler. Do you guys know who he is?
Yeah.
He's a great podcaster too. He's got a lot of fun. Anyways, he went from WCW to WWF during those Monday night Attitude Era wars, right? And so the big thing was they just kept like doing this promo, and if you could look up Y2J debut Chicago, it like gives I look it up like 6 times a year just to get like goosebumps and feel something. That's not. Oh yeah, the WWF debut. Go to it. But it had this countdown, and no one knew what the countdown was, and finally it ended on this night. So yeah, I'm gonna be so fucking pumped. Oh no, you can find like a clip of it because he interrupts The Rock. and it's great. And he's like this smarmy little character, and he just lets The Rock just basically just make fun of him the entire. It's great. It was like, but it, like, you know, it's like one of those great countdowns before the internet was the internet. No one actually knew. Nowadays, the internet ruins everything, and you got no surprises.
Yeah, if you don't watch it live, you're pretty much hosed.
I wish I was still into wrestling. It was so much fun. Nowadays, I just can't.
There's so much like stand-up back when the like these clips that I've been shown by people on the show. It seems so tangential to what stand-up brings, where you're like trying to be captivating and.
Oh, yeah, keep going. You got to see the countdown. And he's talking about it. Yeah. And so, like, actually, the funny thing is, the only reason I thought you're a pro wrestling fan, aka you look like one, and two, you're in comedy. Every fucking comedian, male comedian, I should say, is a huge pro wrestling fan, and it's just ridiculous.
So kind of went to a back area, came up with some ideas. I remember Rock came up with the Y2J KY jelly up your ass or whatever. The KY jelly plan.
The Rock is the best.
Came up for the countdown. We've been doing for about a month before on Raw. When the idea came up to end,
so it counts down, and the crowd goes absolutely nuts.
But to have that interrupt him was like, you know, damn dude, here's your teed up chance at hitting a home run. You have one of the great.
Yeah. Wait, who else was on here talking about? Was it Mitch Jones?
No, it's Ethan. Ethan Everhart was on here.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see him talking about that.
Hilarious. Yeah, no, it's one circle between comedians, male comedians, wrestling fans, and autists. It's just one circle.
Fucking huge. Did Ethan talk about presidents when he was here?
No.
Oh, wow.
Let's do some presidents talk. I love presidents talk.
He loves talking about presidents.
What did I get him on? Yeah, we take that ourselves down different rabbit holes whenever.
I tell everyone. Like, I always tell Ethan, even though he's never met my dad, Ethan is my dad's favorite comedian. My dad has never seen Ethan, but if he ever knew how much history he knew, that's exactly the kind of comedian my dad would want me to be. He can just like throw out a year. He can tell you who the president is, what his policies were, Republican, Democrat, and that bores me to death. But God, Ethan would get my dad's dick so fucking hard. He really would. And I can't do it. Can't get my dad's dick hard. That's just
you've tried. Too old, over the hill on that one.
That's right. I lost my fastball. God damn it. But oh man, if I talk Civil War or World War II or presidents, I get them going.
What do you do for work?
I'm a graphic designer.
That's right.
I'm a freelance graphic designer. That kind of puts food on the table, I guess.
How long have you been doing the graphic design?
No, that's what I went to college for. Basically...
Hell yeah.
So
you've been drawing for like your whole life then?
No, I can't draw for shit. Also, I'm colorblind, so that's funny.
Okay, so how did you land yourself in college in graphic design?
It's all computer graphics, right?
Okay.
And so basically, I took no art classes whatsoever. I maybe did like a ceramics class just in high school to dick around, but not a very good drawer, but I started like making web pages at a very early age. We had just some knockoff class where it's called like desktop publishing. I don't even know if anyone calls it that anymore, but he taught us how to, this graphic designer, probably the only one in our town, like taught us how to make websites.
That's so
taught
cool.
us how to use Photoshop, and I just took to it. It was fun. Like, so everyone was like, it was like the only time I showed promise in my life. Because like I was way ahead of the curriculum, you know. Everyone else was just on the same worksheet. I was way past that, doing extra credit. Just because I was such a geek about it.
And it was the early days of the internet, right? Things were just like growing in prominence, and everything was just
you can make a web page, and like, you know, the web pages looked like those Netscape Navigator ones you see, like where things are spinning 3D next to it, and like there's a floral pattern. There's all shitload of Comic Sans text. There's a little search bar. Yeah, it was great. So, you know, you make your own website, you get an email account, all that type of stuff. So, never was a good drawer. Had to take drawing in college, but just I got, it's an easy A, but I would get B's in it. Just dog shit at drawing. Probably didn't, probably colored something the wrong color, and they were just like, well, how are you the only kid that's not getting an A in this class? I'm like, oh, pretty easy, man.
You didn't know you were colorblind at the time?
No, we knew I was colorblind pretty early. But like there was like, my dad loves to tell the story because
no, I read that red line. I ran the red line back in high school.
It's one of those things like my teachers, I think, just gave up on me. Like they just thought I was being a dick, I guess, because like even color by numbers I was fucking up, but no one just put two and two together. I'm like, hey, maybe this dumbass is actually well, still a dumbass, but colorblind and stupid too.
Yeah.
And so I remember, like, they just thought I was like causing trouble because our mascot was a blue jay. I would color that thing purple because blue and purple to me are the same. It's the same thing. And so finally, I guess my dad told us, I don't remember it. I guess I was like in second grade. We were playing catch outside. We were huge Oklahoma State fans. They're orange and black. That's their colors. So we had an orange baseball. I couldn't find the orange baseball in like green grass, and it just dawned on my dad. He's like, "We need to get you like tested for this." And I'm sure I had my mouth open, slobber come out of it. I was a fucking dumb kid. I swear to God, I wasn't sentient until I was like 12. I just woke up. I was like in the 7th grade.
Did you play sports as a kid?
Oh yeah. So I played sports all growing up, and
even against those hard odds.
That's right. Yeah. No, actually, the hard odds weren't me being a fucking colorblind athlete. It was I played college basketball. It was being white and playing fucking basketball. That was the color.
Where'd you play college basketball at?
I did a little school called Tabor College. It's in Kansas. It's like a
D3.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
NAIA D3. Yeah. So it's like one of those things. Kansas doesn't have D3s. There's NAIA.
Okay.
So if you ever heard of that, it's basically the same level. We basically play. Obviously, other NAIA teams and D2s, and that's usually kind of, you always step up one. And so NAIA, either you have D3 or NAIA. So I did 1 year of JUCO in Kansas, which was great and also fucking terrifying at the same time. And then 3 years at Tabor College.
Whoa,
yep.
Very cool.
It was fun.
What years were you there?
So basically, 01 to 05.
Damn, what a good time to be in college basketball.
Yeah, I was asleep during 9/11, guys, if you're wondering.
Yeah, that was going to be
happened on a Tuesday, I know that. Happened on a Tuesday because I have classes on Tuesday. And everyone's like, oh, I remember where I was at. I was like, I kind of don't because I was asleep in my fucking dorm room. I remember I had like I had a workout because like we weren't in season yet. It was obviously September. And so I remember I had to go like into this like guards workout with like one of our assistant coaches because even our like head coach couldn't be there for all these stupid collegiate rules. And I remember walking in and everyone just seemed on edge because you had to walk through campus and people had already been up. It was probably like 10 a.m. by the time. I had not even turned on my TV. We get there and like there's this weird misinformation. And so like someone's like, hey, did you hear that like someone blew up a mall? And I'm like, oh shit, that's crazy. And then they just start yelling at us and we have to go through the workout. But then my roommate, he's from DC. His mom actually works at the Pentagon. So then we hear something happens at the Pentagon. And my roommate, QJ, who's on my team, he was freaking out because he couldn't get a hold of his mom because all the communications were out. And then I was just sitting there as a dumb 18-year-old like, who attacked the Pentagon? No one attacked the Pentagon. Get out of here, you fucking idiot. So like honestly at 9/11, I didn't know what was going on until like 1 p.m. I went to lunch and everyone was talking about it. And I'm like, okay, I might need to go home and like turn on the TV or something. So I had to get caught up because I was very behind on 9/11. That's
crazy. What position were you playing in college basketball?
Oh, basketball. They tried to make me a point guard. I was a point guard in high school. But that was only because I was like the only one on my team who could dribble. So,
what was everybody else doing? Just pivoting?
Everyone's like the same size. Like everyone's just like fucking, they didn't know what to do. No one had a left hand. Yeah. So,
hell yeah.
Also, we played in like a rural, like I didn't play against one black guy in high school.
Really?
So, yeah. There's just a bunch of fucking farmer ass white kids running around. And then, So then in college, it was like 1 and I was a 2. I was a natural shooting guard, though.
Oh, yeah.
But also, I was basically just everyone's backup because we had a lot of good players better than me on that team.
But you've always loved basketball? Did you start playing at a young age?
Sport. I mean, like football, everyone, because like in a small town, everyone plays everything, right?
You can at least, right? Yeah.
You're begging kids to come out for sports. And I love football. Football is way more fun of a sport because you're fucking around for like 6 seconds, then you dick around for another 40. You're just out there with your buddies. Football was a blast. Basketball is so tiring. It's just so personal too.
What position were you in football?
Wide receiver and defensive back.
I knew he wasn't going to say line. As soon as he said football was fun, Chris, I was like, this guy was not in the trenches.
No. Fuck the trenches. My jersey was pristine every game, dude. If I had to make a tackle, I would like get mad. I'm like, okay, none of you fucking tackle. Yeah. If I'm like, it's one of those things where like, I remember if I ever kind of happened to make a decent tackle, all of my friends were like, hey, nice work. I'm like, I know I'm a pussy, but like, don't have to tell me on the field. Wait till film or something like that.
I was a complete pussy. I was just like taking up space in the middle.
My nephew he's a lineman, so he's going to he's actually, what's today? He's reporting in 5 days to Northwest Missouri State.
Fuck.
So he's going to be a D2 lineman, which I'm pretty pumped about.
That is sick.
But
Good on
also,
him.
it is, if you understand, because I've never watched The Line ever. You know, you guys are just huge and
I
you're in
still
there.
don't watch The Line, Scott.
But I have learned that, like, he had a teammate named Gus who plays at K-State now. You fucking linemen are mean. Especially you big-ass tackles. I'm guessing tackle. Yeah. And every now and then, if they were just disrupt, like just killing a team, and I was done watching them score touchdown, I started watching Gus, and he would just like it would be illegal if it wasn't football. Kids trying to get up, he's just smoking them, and you can tell he's enjoying it. So yeah, there's a sadistic side to the lineman. So if you know what to watch for, it can be fun.
No, I didn't have it in me. I was not built. They're built different, like psychologically.
I remember I started crying one time on the field because my buddy dislocated his hip.
Ooh!
I saw it. I heard it. It was awful. I was emotional.
What was that noise like?
Honestly, all I remember is him screaming. He was fucking screaming. It sounded like a pop.
Yeah, just.
But then he was holding his leg and he was our center. He was like our nose guard. Like he was a fucking tough dude, right? Just a country kid, and he was in pain. I was just emotional. And then once we get him carted off, we're on defense. The very next play ran. They throw a pass, which they don't really do in 1A football. It's all run. Every kid has like 10,000 fucking yards because no one can tackle them. But they threw a pass, incomplete, and it was to the guy I was defending. Thank God it was incomplete because it would have been touchdown. But then he dislocated his goddamn wrist. So he gets up, and you can basically like see directly through where his wrist is supposed to be. And I started crying again. And my teammates were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I am not. I am not okay. I might not be meant up for football."
This is war, and we're losing people on both sides all the time.
God. It was a very emotional 20 minutes right there. Because it took him forever to get BJ off the fucking field.
God. Yeah, no, I got popped real hard one day at freshman football, and I was like, damn, no, I'm going to play basketball and then move over to Ultimate. This shit is ridiculous. I'm done getting just popped in the head. Repeatedly.
Yeah, I can stay away from a lot of the riffraff as a wide receiver and as a D-back.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And it was
probably
like,
helped make me like drawn towards comedy and hopefully funnier in some way, right? Enough of that like brain trauma.
I think it's Jeff Tice has a funny talk or a funny conversation or a funny bit about like, you know, the first time he got hit in football, and he's like, as I'm getting hit, I'm just thinking, art school sounds nice.
yeah, for real. That was me with the plastic. I was like, I'll toss plastic. That sounds way more chill.
I love it. Now, football was fun though. It was fun, and like it was just like, you know, like I said, basketball was just up and down, no times for breaks. Football had nothing but breaks. It was a blast.
Yeah, especially as wide receiver. Some plays you're just taking like a couple steps.
We ran the ball 90% of the time. I'm just out there. I'm not even a decoy. They know what the fuck's like. They would literally be like, "Hey, we had certain formation where if I'm on the right side, the play's going to the left." It was like that for 30 years for my high school coach, right? And so we just be there like, they're like, "Number 20's on the right. It's going to the left." And I'm like, "Shit, these guys are geniuses." Because I just didn't know fucking anything about football. I'm like, how do these guys know? They must have really watched tape. No, you don't have to. If the tight end's on that side, that's where we're going.
Too good.
Yeah.
What are you researching here? You're looking at his beginnings?
Oh, no, I just seen what ChatGPT can tell me.
About, this is the new freaky thing of like, what do they know about guests, these AI robots?
That's probably all from my website.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody... What was that?
Summernews.com knows your parents' names.
Nice.
Unless it's wrong.
What are my parents' names?
Lynn and Barbara.
Yeah!
Shouts out.
He was raised by a parent, Lynn and Barbara Shaffer, in a small town setting in rich. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That's how everybody reads any of these. It's like they read half the sentence and then they go, Jesus Christ.
I am honestly, I'm an attention whore, and I love comedy, and I love being the center of attention, but sometimes when you read just stuff about you and about your comedy, you're like, I don't want to, and I can't even watch, I don't want to watch myself. You know, it's not like
So you had
it's not like a humbleness. It's not like a humility. I just fucking hate the sound of my voice.
I'm 100% with you, Scott. And I have been editing in this show and whatever for way too long, and it's horrible. Horrible. Hate listening to myself. This white noise machine special.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure you had to watch a lot of yourself for that, right?
Hated it. Yes, I did.
Were you editing it? Were you...
So the company that produced it's called 4x3. It's on their YouTube page. Click on it. Last time I clicked on it, it's had 31,000 views. What do we got now?
And as of today, Chiefs
That's my brother's
on the run.
coworker. My brother's a sports broadcaster in Kansas City.
That's
way more.
Sitting at 32K.
32K. Let's go.
Get it up.
So yeah, the company 4x3. They were they're out of Cincinnati, and they made it happen, right? But like I had to write the opening for this, and then I had to go take out. I bet I watched it 3 times and just took out, like, there was a lot of front row people in the front row that I knew, and so I was riffing on them, but like no one's gonna know that in the special, so took all that stuff out. So I think I had to watch it a total of like 3 times, and it was brutal. I took breaks. I mean, the last time I watched it, I was not blackout drunk, but I was drunk. I was like 7-Eleven wine because I was just done. I was like, I hate this. I hate the editing part. If this was someone else's.
I love the set. I wanted to tell you this.
It's a great venue in Kansas City. Is this
pretty much just Natural's venue? Okay.
So basically, it's a music venue. So they have all that really cool stuff, and I was gonna pepper the whole thing with the frames. So the frames in the background, the empty frames, was my idea, but I didn't even need it. I just had already bought them. So I walked out from the back. It's a really cool spot. What's it called? It's called The Ship in Kansas City. If you're ever in Kansas City, go check it out because it's a great music venue.
They're very cool. Yeah, you don't need to leave it up.
The special was great. I just didn't love the editing part.
Yeah, it's a tough, brutal process to be like critiquing yourself, or even just having to watch yourself to begin with.
And I've heard these jokes. I say them all the time, and I'm like, I fucking hate this joke.
So how long had you been running this hour?
I get mad at the crowd. I'm like, why are you guys laughing at this? What the fuck? Who are you?
How long have you been running this hour?
I've stopped running it completely, but I did that for probably like 2 years.
Okay.
Because I kind of had it
down.
Yeah, and then I tried it in Wichita one time, and I had one guy doing all the production stuff, and he kind of botched it. Unfortunately, it wasn't necessarily his fault. It was like because like it's audio stuff, and that shit goes way over my head. So his audio stuff wasn't talking to the venue's audio thing, and so it didn't record right. It sounded like an iPhone recording, so we couldn't use it. So then waited a bit, almost a full another year before I got that venue and did it again. So basically about 2 years.
Wow.
And I still use stuff from it because no one's like 32,000 people have watched it, so I can still do some of the jokes.
Totally. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a very cool experience, and when it was over with, I was very, very happy.
Yeah, a ton of work to move that rock up the mountain.
Well, also those guys at 4x3, I'll give them a huge shout out. They're like comics themselves. Like basically, they got into into comedy specials like the year before, and they had produced a lot, and so like I think they spent like 2 weeks on the road. They went from Cincinnati to like Omaha, Kansas City, shot a commercial in Dallas, then shot 2 other comedy specials on the way back, like in Louisville.
Whoa.
One at Zany's, and I'm like, God damn, you guys are just... And they just did it. Came in there, set everything up, filmed it, edited it. It was great. They were a huge fucking help. It was a team of like 5, so I don't know why I thought one person could fucking do it.
Yeah, that's incredible. That's good on them. That's incredible. And they're just comics themselves, grinding, learning through the process?
They're actually like, they're all production people.
Okay. Gotcha.
And so I think their original start was doing like commercials, just local stuff.
Yeah.
And so they wanted to branch out, and they did. And they were a huge help. I love them.
And you're from, did you like come up in Kansas City comedy-wise?
Yep. That's where I started, was Kansas City.
They have a club there?
They do. They used to have more. So where I started was this place called Stanford's. Stanford's Comedy Club. It was like the 30-year-old, been there forever comedy club, family owned.
Love it.
And it's ran by everyone's dead now. But when it was the thing. So the story was, it started in the 70s with this guy named Stanford Glazier. And the Glazier name is very prominent in Kansas City just because of him.
Sorry, have to.
Oh, yeah. And so he started this, the comedy club, basically. And, it was a comedy club in the Midwest. And so, the Robin Williams of the world and all this kind of stuff and of the 70s, everyone came through. And then eventually, like, I want to say in the 90s at some point, he had 3 sons. All of them were bona fide criminals. All of them went to prison, not jail, prison. And I loved them. they were pieces of shit. Don't get me wrong. They were misogynistic. They were kind of racist. They were all, like I said, just ne'er-do-wells. But they were all characters.
Are they out of prison yet? Let's get them.
They're all out of prison. They're all in a prison known as hell now because they're all dead.
Oh, okay.
But they basically stole the business from their dad.
Oh.
And so they basically would. But then Craig ran it, and he was like one of these owners who wants to be the star. It's not like a comedy club and like Comedy Works or in Looney's, like where you don't even really know who the owner is, unless you actually work there. you knew who Craig was. He was always on the radio. He ran for mayor once. He would open every show by just going up and shooting the shit for like 10 minutes. He thought he was funny. He was not. Actually, when he was unintentionally funny, because like he would just say the most boneheaded shit in the world, and he thought he was the coolest, suavest dude in the world. And that's where I started, and it was great. It was terrifying, and it was great because all three of those dudes, I think. One of them died 2 weeks after I started, so sorry, Jack. I must have killed you.
How old were you when you started?
I was 28. I was old.
Okay, so you were like living in Kansas City at this point?
Yeah.
Or?
And so I just kind of like got a wild hair and just like I stalked like the open mic scenes at the Stanford's and just went and watched. And I remember, I don't know, I wanted to try it. Always wanted to try it. It took me 3 years to get up on stage. I was just fucking scared.
Of just watching?
No, I'm just telling people I was going to do it.
Oh, okay.
Never doing it.
Okay.
And then probably like 6 months of going up and watching, and then finally made the call, got up on there, and just ate absolute dog shit. But it was fun. I
Do you
really
remember
enjoyed
the first joke you ever did or wrote?
I don't remember the first joke necessarily. I remember part of the first 3 minutes I did. So I remember, even though now I've seen this joke happen a lot, I had...
Yeah, we have a lot of those like that. Don't worry. This is something we ask a lot of guests.
No, everyone now has like a Magic Johnson AIDS joke. And I was like, oh, I can't believe I'm doing a joke from like 1992. But like it was saying something like, oh, if Magic Johnson has died of AIDS, then he must have a Magic Johnson, like that kind of thing. I've even seen people have that kind of joke here. But I remember that was one of the jokes. Something about Casey Anthony, which is all I had, because like when I started, Casey Anthony was the only thing going on the news.
Yeah, like I
had a solid 5 minutes of Casey Anthony material, and I swear to God, my friends were so tired of hearing it that when they were like, I think when she got acquitted, they're like, oh, that's it, no more fucking Casey Anthony jokes. I'm like, it's all I've got, so I had to like really branch out. And I do remember I had the one Casey Anthony joke that I actually still stand by. I remember it was Casey Anthony is she's like a true MILF, you know, a murderer I'd like to fuck is what I mean. And it would always get the groans and the laughs, but like I loved that joke. And so fun. Yeah, once she got acquitted, I had to fucking shelve the
turn over
Casey
that 5.
joke.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's hilarious. So you got started open mic nights there, finally worked up the nerve, got up, and then like, you know, they were. Did you catch the bug right away?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I was terrible, but I liked it. But also, that club was perfect for me to start at because they wanted cheap opening acts. They wanted to pay you like $70 for the entire weekend, which we all did. But even like the Glazers were notorious for bouncing checks, like small or big. And so it was funny because like some of the headliners that would come in, they knew Craig well, and they were kind of like me in the sense of like they know he's a piece of shit, but you hang out with him enough, you're like, okay, there's a human side to you, but you're still kind of a piece of shit. And so I loved him. Those club owners loved him, but the comedians loved him, but you knew which comedians really knew him because they'd be like, hey, Craig, thanks for the weekend. They'd get the check and they'd look at the check like, hey, let me know when I can, when I can cash this. And he always goes like, wait till Wednesday, because if he cashed it that day, it's not working. It's bouncing for sure.
Wow.
And so it was a wild place to work. And like TJ Miller had like a weird connection with him there, so he came and like did a tribute show there one time, and he was always really nice to us. And he even said at one time, he was just like, hey, he's like, if you start here, you're gonna be fine. It's like, this is the fucking Wild West. And he was right. We would have like $10 all you can drink beer nights on like Wednesday, and so people weren't even coming for comedy, they were just coming to get wrecked. And so was I. Like I was the opener probably. And then then they'd have Sunday night shows, which are just the worst. No one comes out to those. And like we were in this like really cool part of Kansas City, it's called the Legends like outlet mall area, and so like there were people around all the time, yet no one was doing a Sunday night show. Gotcha. Sunday night shows are for the devil.
So how many years did you come up there?
I was in there, so
before you made the plunge out here to Denver.
Yeah. Oh, so I bounced around a lot. So I was there until like 2015. Then I did the whole like, I need to move to LA thing. Everyone always decides like, I gotta go to New York or LA.
Yep.
And I had some buddies in LA already, so I was like, okay, I'll do that. And I went there.
How many years were you in at this point? I'm more interested in the psyche, the journey.
5.
Okay.
So did I start at 11?
So you're 30, early
I started
30s.
28. So if I was 28, God, what year would that have been? 20. I'm doing math bad. Yeah, 2011.
Okay.
So in 2015, so yeah, it was about 5 years in when I moved to LA.
So in 2011, you bought into the full change of Obama's second campaign.
Yeah,
You were
that's right.
like, re-elect, I'm going to LA.
I'm going to LA. My parents basically acted like I was going to fucking war in the medieval times.
Right, yeah.
Like, I remember they were very sweet about it. My brother and my mom, and my brother and my sister-in-law like cried, and I was like, Jesus, like this is emotional. And then I got there, and I'm just a
Just a
poor
place.
piece of shit in LA. Yeah.
It's just a place.
Yeah, I'm in a 2-bedroom, 1 bath with 3 other guys. Like it's not great. But yeah, so bounced around early there, and LA is not really my city. It's not my. But I get every now and then get the show at like Comedy Store or Ice House, which is my favorite LA.
I hear a lot of good things.
The Ice House, Pasadena, because it's old, it's family run, it's been there forever, and Pasadena is nice. It's not fucking Sunset Boulevard, which I do love. It's different. It's 2 different worlds. Like the Comedy Store is really cool, but I've only done like the belly room. Everyone's done the belly room. It's when you get in like the main room, the original room. It's really cool, which I never did. But it was like one of those things where I wasn't great. I had to learn how to do comedy in LA because it's super different. Like you can go 30 miles outside of LA and bring your little Midwest act and it kills. But you do the same Midwest act in LA and no one cares. Like you're not talking about LA enough. You're not from there. You got to make like the audience feel like you're from there. I felt like. And so I had like a whole like 10 minutes of just LA stuff. And I would just take that around to like Flappers and Laugh Factory and shit like that, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of those things where, but also I was just getting complacent in LA. Oh yeah, it's so easy just to get lost and like go to the beach and play volleyball and get drunk. It's really easy to do that actually. And then I bounced around. I moved to Madison, Wisconsin. In between I chased a gal out there.
And then the LA tearful goodbyes.
That's right. Actually, I came back.
How are you going to Madison?
I came back to LA, and it was funny. My friends were like, "I thought you were living in Madison." Like, what happened? I was like, I couldn't cut it in Wisconsin, so I had to come back to LA. And then I did 2 more years in LA, and then moved here during the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the girl?
But then, no, that did not work out.
Okay.
Thank God. But I did love Madison because they have a cool comedy club, which I've compared to Comedy Works. It's called Comedy on State.
It's many good things about Comedy on State.
It's well ran. It's in a basement. It's in a cool downtown area. The staff is awesome. The comedians are good. And so it has, I don't want to compare them because they are different, but like it's very, very similar. Well, like if you do bad there, not a good sign because the crowds are just electric like they are at Comedy Works.
Right,
you know that.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where very similar, very cool. So yeah, I knew a whole bunch of like comedians from Denver when I was in LA, and they're all so nice and so funny, and it's like the what's his name, Chris Charpentier, David Borey. We had mutual friends there, and like Nathan Lund, and like I'm trying to remember all the other guys. Like there was a lot. Kristen Rand, like this is people, and so like basically when it was time to move from LA, I was just done with LA. I was like I wanted to do Denver because like on my way, I was so bored with LA one time. I just scheduled myself on like a 3-week tour, like basically to Pittsburgh and back driving. And so yeah, I did Thick Skin one night. This was my first time doing Comedy Works. Fucking loved it. Caught the Comedy Works bug for sure. And then did like the open mic the next night. You know, the new talent night, and it was amazing. And so kind of sold me on Denver. Plus it gave me a little bit closer to home without going home, you know. So yeah, the Comedy Works had a lot to do with me moving here for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, hopefully these wings can keep you here.
That's right.
We're gonna kick us to break with our signature station identification. You've listened to radio before in your life?
Yeah.
Grew up during the heyday of it.
Yeah.
You're listening to 91.1. Oh shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. It's the After Hours show, and our bellies are full of wings.
Yeah, those are great wings.
Need a quick wing review. You can put it on whatever scale you like.
Those are a solid 9.
Okay, 9.
Those are big ones too. That my only really downfall with some wings is just they're fucking tiny. And you had great, the size of them were great. I loved them.
Pro tip, if you're out there and you're like, how do I cook good wings? Go to the store and get the wings that are not already cut up. And then you can just take a knife and, because those are usually a little bit better. Sometimes when you get the party wings, they're kind of tiny. And
yeah, one of my favorite places in restaurants in Kansas City is called The Peanut. And they have the wings, they bring them out attached, and so you get to dismember them, and it's kind of intimidating at first because you're not used to seeing the whole wing, and they're great. It's just fucking amazing. And I'm a flats guy too. Are you a drum guy or flats guy?
I originally grew up just being kind of a strictly flats person.
Sure.
And then I ventured into the
I like them both,
meatiness
but like
of the
people
drum.
like make me think I have to choose. So
Yeah.
I think I've chosen, and I'll take flats.
Yeah, they
But
do.
I like both. I don't know.
They do like in this culture to put us in, make us pick a box, pick a lane.
Yeah, and so basically, I like to dismember. They're more fun to take apart. I like that.
Speaking of taking apart and dismembering, got
Yeah.
a little fun and after hours over there on the Patreon
That's
for
right.
the eating. So check that out if you want to support the show and support more guests getting lovely food in their mouths here at Top Shelf.
It was exactly what like three white guys talk about: conspiracy theories.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I love.
I don't know which is better, powerful elites controlling all the strings or just
That's right.
crazy people doing bad events in the world. Who knows? But yeah, that's where we went with things. So let's get back to small towns.
Let's do it. Let's do it. What do you want to know?
Did you grow up with brothers and sisters, family run
One
around small
brother.
town?
So weirdly enough, there's like in small towns, it's usually you have the siblings plus the cousins and stuff. Like all of my other family members were from like Oklahoma area. We were like the only Kansas family, so I really wasn't related to anybody in my town, and so. But there's
Nobody's off limits.
I know, but then that was the funny part because you'd see your buddy who he's like one of the bigger families and he's making out with a certain girl. You're doing like all this relationship math. Like you're like his cousin is married to her mom's brother, and is that okay? And then eventually in a small town, you're like, that's fine. One time I saw third cousins making out, and it didn't even bother me. I'm like, oh, sounds about right. Good for them.
Third cousins.
I was just like, they look good together. Probably because they're related, they look alike.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to worry about that, but like it was funny. Like my friends would have to,
That's hilarious.
a bunch of like one of our family. There's like 4 major families, and somehow they're also related to each other down the line because it's a small town. Eventually they start marrying each other, and so I think like as long as it's just like not incest, like direct, like you're not banging your sister, we're fine with it.
Yeah.
It's a small town. Wichita's an hour away. There was no dating apps. You just got to get it where you can get it.
Did you have like anything that your small town was like known for? Like I guess one weird thing that we were from Superior. Superior
Sure.
does this downhill mile every year.
Oh, okay.
On the 4th of July. That's maybe one thing we're known for.
I don't really know if we're known for anything, but
we're
like
not known for that.
every small town, yeah.
I'm just coming up with something, Scott.
Okay, yeah. Caldwell has like this Wild West past, right? So they kind of glom on to the kind of whole like bloody Kansas kind of Wild West types in that era. And so like there's a bunch of like land markers up there tell you like the history of like what happened here, like how many marshals. Like we had a marshal like who like went to a different town and robbed a bank and got caught and got hung, and so like there's that kind of stuff. So they kind of hold on to that kind of stuff. But so they're not known for anything, but they kind of try and be part of that, like, our history is from the frontier.
And were you guys north or south? Remind me.
Oh, we're south. We're basically, Well, actually, we're Kansas. We're free staters, baby.
I thought it was,
Kansas are free staters.
They were the one that was always tough in school.
That's my favorite thing.
It's
is
a
like
trick question, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't even around for the Civil War, obviously. Hot take. But I do love shitting on Missouri people. I'm like, aren't you a slave state? Well, fuck you guys. We're free staters. We name beer after free states. We got John Brown. We're on the right side of history.
Oh yeah, you were on the right side of history.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And then some asshole will always be like, well, the reason they went to anti-slavery was for this political reason. And I was like, I don't care. Shut up. We're free states. We're good. We're on the good side of history. Just don't look into it. Yeah. Yeah. And so that's why like there's a whole rivalry between Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah, what is that? It's about the Civil War.
Yeah, it's deeply rooted within like Lawrence.
Football.
Yeah, Lawrence, Kansas. Well, it's the longest running college football rivalry ever, KU versus Missouri, but it's been kind of dismembered since they're in now the SEC. But yeah, so like basically all the Quantrill raids into Kansas and all that kind of stuff, that was always putting Missouri people against Kansas people, and so yeah, it's been a Civil War kind of rivalry kind of thing.
A lot of guerrilla skirmishes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
The Jayhawkers versus all the other motherfuckers.
I need to read about this. I don't know enough about this.
If you like history, like that, the sack of Lawrence is really good. That's the one I'm kind of referencing. There's a Lawrence is like where KU is, and so that's where the KU Mizzou rivalry gets kind of heated up with basketball and football.
And what the heck is that another word there? That P, the Potawatomi.
Oh, Potawatomi.
Potawatomi.
Nice.
Potawatomi.
That's a sick...
I don't really know that one. Oh, that's the John Brown one. Yeah, okay. I know.
Oh, he led a group that
vaguely.
murdered
No, there's the Quantrill's Raid. That one's
pro-slavery
what I'm probably talking about, actually.
They called you guys the Free Staters. They called the Missourians the Border Ruffians.
Yeah. And so there's a high school in Lawrence called Free State High School.
Surely all the border ruffian high schools have
Weird
been
thing
changed.
enough, their mascots the slaves. I don't get it. It's just...
Oh, wow. That's hilarious.
Kidding.
Wow. Yeah, there's so much cool history in the central part
Yeah, the
of America
Jayhawk, like that's the name. It's a Civil War based name. I can't read that. What is it? Oh yeah, anti-slavery fighters.
Hold Z and zoom and...
It's not just a little cute, non-existent bird that has shoes on.
There should be some way to zoom. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. We'll figure it out later. There you go.
But also, I grew up near Oklahoma, so I had problems with Oklahoma people.
That was your beef?
Yeah. Just mostly my family. No, for some reason, we were like a mile from the Oklahoma border.
Is that where you'd go on vacation?
No, God. We go to worse. We were very touristy.
Okay.
So we would go to like Dallas a lot. We'd go to Dallas.
Sorry, were you the older brother or younger brother?
Younger. So
Sorry,
my brother's 6 years older.
You need to just get a little lay of the land of the family
Yeah,
on the
6 years
road.
older. He's way more, way smarter, way more successful. So yeah, we would do like Dallas, like Orlando. There's no like backwoods kind of off the beaten path stuff for us. If my dad needs a Marriott to stay in, okay.
Gotcha.
So yeah, we're
not a camping family.
Oh no, we're not going camping. We're not even glamping. So a lot of that stuff, Chicago, you'll do the New York ones, and you'll be in Times Square the entire time. Like it's not like
whoa. There's
no like we went to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and went river boat rafting or something like that. No,
Sure.
We've never done that. We've never been outside.
So you guys went to Dallas to see where JFK was shot, or what is it?
I've been there. We've been there. Went to the Fort Worth Stockyards.
Okay.
Anything else of note? We've been to the Natural History Museum in Chicago, and it's not even like my parents love museums. It's just like, hey, we're in Chicago. You got to hit the touristy spots. There's not a lot of like, hey, let's go find this dive bar I knew one time back when your uncle and I were, college students. There's nothing like that.
So you having lived like a life somewhat on the road with comedy, like when you go and travel now, do you do it completely differently?
Completely different. Okay. I love the small towns. I love the towns you've never heard of. Give
us three that we've never heard of.
Okay, that's really hard to do.
No, you can. I bet you could name 3 towns that we've never heard of.
Oh, we
in
live
the
in
US?
West Virginia.
Okay, where's that?
It's in West Virginia.
You got me there.
It's next to a river across from something like that. That part of the state gets wonky with me because I'm an up and down, left and right guy. But I think it's on the border with like Ohio or something like that. But I did a show there, and it's got a really cool historic downtown, and I just eat that shit up. Yeah. I want to go to the mom and pop diner. I want to do all that kind of stuff. I don't even need to really know the history about it. I just like to see that there's a little bit of a charm to a certain place. Like actually. And this isn't necessarily on my list. You guys know what Durango is, but I love Durango. If I wasn't doing comedy, I'd live in Durango because Durango is hard to get into, hard to get out of, and you just stay there. And I love that place. I worked at the Stater Theater there one time and just had a blast. I love that place. I've been back there before. But then there's just great places along the way. I'm trying to think of like Valentine, Nebraska. It's up near fucking South Dakota. Has no reason being beautiful, but it's rolling hills and it's gorgeous.
Awesome.
It's a tiny little town with a great golf course. And yeah, I just eat the small town life up because you can always do the Denver. You can always do the Kansas City and that kind of shit. But yeah, when you go find like, I don't know, what's a nice little quaint Caldwell, Kansas,
Amen.
When you find those little hole in the wall towns that no one's ever heard of and you get to go experience kind of what a daily life is there, I eat that shit up.
I like what you said about like just capture like a little of the essence of the charm of the people and the kind of the place itself. That's what traveling's supposed to kind of be, right at its core of like getting the nature of the difference of people. Yeah.
And I think there's sometimes where, I'll mention a certain town that I think is just, really pretty and really gorgeous. And, someone's always got to say something bad about it. I'm like, well, not every town's 100% great. Like there's some bad parts of everything. And so if you're not used to like the rundown, is that Wheeling?
Yeah. I was just holding on it.
It's beautiful. My buddy got married in,
the suspension bridge looks sick. I'll be honest. That photo of the suspension bridge, that looks really fucking cool.
It's really cool.
in the fall time, Chris?
My buddy got married in Lynchburg, Virginia. I'd never seen like a colonial kind of.
Oh yeah,
setup. That was beautiful. Just the architecture there, and yeah, I like to see, you know, like I said, with small towns, as long as people give a shit, I like to see that, like, hey, you have a salon in a building that used to be a fucking bank for sure.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it still says bank on the front because it's in stone and you can't get rid of it. I love that because like you just got to make do with what you have.
I have a buddy that says like there's no culture, and it's like no, there is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like the dig deeper, dig to what seems like lamer territory of like a small town or whatever. And it's like no, actually, it's rich in wealth.
And my little trick is I like to go like to what is it, Colorado, Wadsworth, Colorado, tiny, the size of this fucking garage, but there's an old bar there, so I always like to go to the bar, chat up the bartender, and I'm not like doing like a 60 minutes interview. I'm just being like, hey, what's happening here? Sometimes they're like, fucking nothing. I'm like, okay, great. But it's just cool to get like a local's perspective of it without sounding like too much of a
no, that can't be it. Well, yeah, trying to think. It starts with a W.
Yeah, I'll find it real quick. But it's just like
no,
it's one of those things called
Wheatling. I'm trying to think.
Not Wheatland.
Uray. I like Uray. Quadsworth. When is Quadsworth coming on the pod, by the way?
Well, I'm gonna find it. But like, it's one of those things where like I like to just go in there and chat people up. It's just there's nothing better than just figuring out. I don't know.
So you're looking for like the Midwest nice and everywhere.
Okay, Walsenburg, Walsenburg. It's on I-25, off of I-25, and it's tiny.
Walsenburg.
Yeah.
I literally can't. I'm producing and I literally can't.
And it's just it's 3,000. Okay, bigger than I thought. But yeah, it was just look like a sleepy little mountain town.
Oh, beautiful.
Cool view. And there was one bar open for the night, and I just went there and hung out. And I'm sure no one knew who the fuck I was, because in a small town, you definitely know when people you ain't from around here, are you? That kind of shit. But yeah, I love that kind of stuff.
So comedy allows for you to kind of scratch this itch.
Totally. So I've been freelance for the last like 6 years, and so it's helped me go on the road, work remote, and then also do shows. So yeah, it allows me to like do a scenic view of something like that. You know, when I was doing Durango, I drove up to like Durango, went up to like God, what is it?
Probably Uray, Telluride.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Uray. Sorry, I was gonna talk about Uray. Uray's beautiful. Old as shit. Drove through there, got to stop at a diner there, and I just like it. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time there, but if I'm on the road, but it's worth not being in a rush and just going.
Do you try to string shows together so you get like a little like?
Oh, totally.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
So awesome. Especially if I haven't been there, like I'm gonna be up in Wyoming. And so that's kind of harder to do because like they're so spaced out, you know. In Colorado, there's a lot of small towns and like a lot of just everything everywhere. And so got to figure out kind of a plan of attack there or not, and just see what the fuck I find.
Fly by the seat of your pants.
I think that's fun to do too, because I think like when you try and you maybe get your hopes up a little bit too much if you plan something. So yeah.
So how many years have you been at it then?
Too long. Too long to be where the fuck I am in my comedy career.
I don't know.
So no. 14 years.
Fuck yeah.
I was at the Flyover Comedy Festival.
So you're just now getting funny then. What are you talking about?
Oh, shit, right? Jesus Christ. Honestly, 14 years is not really that much, but in comedy, because there's some people who are in it for 30, and you know, you've never heard of them, but
yeah, there's a lot of those too, for sure.
And I'm fine with that. It's one of those things where I still enjoy it. It's great. It's one of those things where, like I said, you like being the center of attention, but also like even when you do like shows in like Nowheresville, USA, I love doing those shows because they don't get that kind of comedy or like that kind of entertainment around there. And so usually they're all pretty pumped up, and, you know, doing a show in like Walsenburg might scare someone, but like normally, because like, I'm used to doing clubs, understandable. But those one-nighters are pretty rewarding too. We
have this like pie in the sky idea, like if money wasn't an object or whatever, like we wouldn't move to some big time city. Chris and I would go and start a tour to like the smallest of places. We want to do like a show kind of in the style of like Anthony Bourdain, but places where there's one restaurant.
Yeah.
and like eat at that one restaurant and like really show off like the kind of humanity of that
honestly,
one
maybe
restaurant.
we should all collaborate because like I've these are all just written down ideas. These are nothing like flushed out, but like one of my kind of ideas too, it's similar to what you said with the Anthony Bourdain. Of course, I have the Triple D, Diners, Drivers, and Dives out aspect, where the show is called, you know the saying like in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of somewhere. And it's called In the Middle of Somewhere, and it kind of is that same idea. Let's go to a diner that a woman's been working for 50 years there and then do her story. And it's really not even like a comedy thing. It's just kind of like a story piece kind of thing where, you know, you've never been here. You're never going to be here. But, you know, because like on Triple D, you know, you could at least go to Prescott, Arizona, outside of Phoenix and find where this little diner is and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, no, I love those ideas. And I think those are the guy that has huge appeal to like the stuff I like to watch. You know, I like to, I think one of my other ideas, I was definitely high for this one. It was, what is it? It's like around the world in 80 days, something like that. But basically, I wanted to go to like towns that are named after like famous places like Paris, Texas.
Yeah.
You know? I grew up near Perth and Atlanta, Kansas. You know, and
Peru, Iowa.
Yeah. Oh, Peru. There's a Peru. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I love those, and I can't remember the name was more clever than the actual show, but like it's one of those things. Like, hey, did you know that there was a fucking I don't know Leningrad, fucking Michigan, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I just like I have a big part of my heart and my passion towards life about like America and what we bring to the world, and I think what we bring to the world can be so emblematic through those small town things, like, and I think way more than we get credit for.
And I think sometimes people only see like the bad stuff in the news, like what's Trump shenanigans happening now. And you got to remind them like, hey, there's some good shit here. I'm not one of these. You're not gonna find me in a fucking t-shirt that has an American flag on it. I'm not doing that.
You know,
but I do like being.
You know
an
what
American.
like when we were growing up, there was like always one segment on the news, like at the very end, like one feel good piece.
Yeah,
or
just
whatever.
like a little palate cleanser, man.
It's like that, but the whole show's meant to be kind of that type of a thing.
Because like, and eventually people would find that show and it'd be like, hey, are you tired of just like? I wouldn't even like pitch it like this, but it would just basically be that thing to where you're just drained of the local news, of the national news, and of basically just everything on TikTok that's World Star or just like people fighting, you know, just awful. So no, I'm into that. Well, we're gonna start this. Us three.
Yeah, dude.
Middle of somewhere.
Middle of somewhere. I love it. I love the name, dude. That's the one thing we didn't really have is the name.
Pits Unknown.
Oh, Pits Unknown. That's a whole different show. That's your show about going to the most remote places, and he walks in, and instead of looking for the food, he's looking for the dish pit.
Okay.
Because he's going to clean dishes in
I love it.
In the worst places.
Honestly, I've watched worse shows that people. I'd watch you make do dishes. Totally. I'd do it.
The worst part is that show would do way better than our show.
Yeah,
that we just talked about.
This is what you need. Like we need to be Pits Unknown.
Pits Unknown, dude. Yeah.
We can't compete with that.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
We're watching Sin.
Going across America on my rascal.
That's right. God, now I need to figure out the name of that other show we had. But yeah.
What was do you remember the name of that like idea? I had an idea for a pod where you build like a really small confessional booth, and the podcast is like you dress up as a priest, and you have call-ins to like a priest, and you put the confessional booth like at the base of like a mountain, like Maroon Bells or whatever, and you film like
by nature.
Shameful
by nature.
Hi, you've reached Father Connolly at Shameful by Nature, and you put on like, watch me, I help you with today, my son.
I'm so old. You sound like Toll Booth Willie from the Adam Sandler CDs. I love that.
Ripping something off unintentionally.
No. Okay. Toll Booth Willie's great though. But like it's every Irish accent I hear, I think of Toll Booth Willie.
I would certainly need to go to Irish accent camp for this one if we want to pull that off.
I'm the worst at like doing voices, and I can't even really mimic people. I'm the worst at that. I'm very jealous of any comedian who can do anyone's voice or just have a good mimic. Can't do it.
Shameful by Nature. Was there anything else to that, or is that pretty much the whole idea for that one?
The whole idea is multiple fathers in a confession box and the styles of a blind dating.
Oh, yeah, okay. Nice. Good notes. Wait, have notes on that.
That's great. That's a little elevator pitch right there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's good. Wow. Yeah, no, something, the like humanity moments. I guess that's like what I've been drawn to with the pod for so long of like, why do a long form thing that, you know, whoever may or may not watch, it's like, I don't care about the clips. And it's like, yeah, we have to post more clips and get drawn into these things to whatever. But it's like, dude, the reason we're doing the thing is to hear about you talking about these small towns we've never heard of.
And I love that kind of stuff too. I want to see the that's why like if Rogan has like a subject or a person on there, I'll listen to all 3 hours of that shit, because I do just want it to be shooting the shit, get the story, have fun, that kind of stuff. I dig that kind of stuff all the time, especially if the subject matter, if like the person they're interviewing actually plays ball. You know, sometimes you get the like, I don't want like I've always hated late night stuff. I don't like late night interviews because they're so orchestrated. Like people always like can shit on pro wrestling for it being fake. Yet you're gonna watch fucking late night all the time.
What a good point, because like they it's like
and no one gets hit with a steel chair.
You're meant to feel like it's unscripted, but the setups feel scripted.
And you can tell when they start being an actor. You can tell when they're like, oh well, here's just this really great story that I came up with on the top of my head that these dumb tourists are gonna love. And so yeah, I like it. I like the whole like, I'm trying to think of other long form. So you're not sad
about late night being canceled? Hang on.
No.
Quick aside.
Oh, I'm so sorry that you're making $40 million a year. Now you can't. Fuck off.
You know what I saw that I do find funny, and this does deserve some more looking into, not gathering any conspiracy tinfoil hats yet, but the USA ID money got pulled, and now a lot of these like, you know, public facing enterprises of entertainment are pulling back. Yeah, like late night and other facets through like publications and other things. It's like, where were you getting all your money to keep the lights on?
Yeah,
like, was that all taxpayer funded up and down? I don't know. Who cares?
It's funny because like I know comedians have been on like late night shows, and I think people think that like they're just gonna make a boatload of money, but comedians know like, oh, you're gonna be on Conan, here's $800, and then that's really all it is. Like, and so all that money going towards the host, and now I'm supposed to feel sorry for Stephen Colbert because he's been fired.
Shouldn't he be able to start his own show like tomorrow? And
that's my thing with Conan. Like when he got the boot from the Tonight Show and then they brought Jay Leno back in, I didn't feel sorry for him, but he gave a lot of his money back to his people and he started his own thing.
Well, he's the type of guy too where he's got demonstrated short stories, Conan, about like, I paid everybody during strikes, during bullshit, like when everyone pulled the plug, I kept it going. Because
it's not like we don't need late night for the world to keep spinning. But I kind of like, I've always liked Conan. That's my kind of thing. I've always thought he was really funny. And yeah, he's hilarious, and he's just such a character. Just the way he looks, just the way he acts. And I think he's leaning into that. I love all those kind of like little interview shows he does now on his podcast.
How long did he do stand-up before he got into late night?
Did he do stand-up?
I don't know. I would assume.
I think he was just a writer.
Was he just a writer?
You know, Harvard writer, then a Simpsons guy.
Just pull up his Wikipedia.
SNL.
Yeah. You might just be better off going to his Wikipedia, Chris. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Harvard Lampoon. That was back when it was like really the Harvard Lampoon. Now they just pontificate about crime.
There's always a writer and producer.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I've always liked him.
Marge vs. the Monorail is one of the best episodes of The Simpsons. Monorail. Start chanting Monorail.
Just because we're on the Simpsons thing, there's one of my favorite lines from The Simpsons is Marge is trying to politely tell Homer that a man is homosexual, and she's like, how do I put this? He prefers the company of men, and then Homer goes, well, who doesn't? I always love that line.
Dude, that's some gold in one line.
It's the best, dude. Fall asleep to it every night.
Yeah.
It is the meta humor.
Yeah. It's the best, dude. That's how I learned about like the world.
Sure.
I was in like a relatively conservative upbringing, and like that was the first show I was like allowed to pick at that gave me access to pop culture. And it was old stuff that I didn't know. And then topics were coming up at the dinner table, and it's like, oh, I kind of know about this, but just because of The Simpsons.
Yeah. I just thought it was a cartoon for the longest time because you're a kid and you're just dumb. But then you realize, oh shit, this is like really smart stuff. And like also, and it's just satirical towards what's happening in the world. And I remember my parents, I grew up in a very conservative household as well. My parents weren't very much into censoring, but they had their little qualms for some reason. Like they didn't love it they didn't want me to watch Roseanne, and they didn't love and they didn't want me watching like Simpsons for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but we would spend like nights at like the dinner table watching like Married with Children and stuff like that, you know?
Wow.
So it wasn't like a crassness. There was just like apparently there's just like two shows my parents just didn't like for some reason.
You know what?
But that just drew me to Simpsons more, you know, because I wanted to watch it now.
I only broke into The Simpsons because of Strider, Chris. Because I went over to Strider. My friend showed me The Simpsons because his dad was a big Simpsons head. And then like I went home. It's like, hey, like this is, and I like basically like argued for the advocating for being able to watch The Simpsons.
The Family Guy came on when I was in high school.
That was not allowed.
And that, oh no, my mom. If my mom ever knew what that was, that I was in high school, she would have hated it for sure. She hates it now. And it's one of those things where they couldn't decide whether to keep it on TV because it was so kind of pushing the envelope and stuff like that. And I thought it was absolutely my kind of sophomore humor. Literally, I was a fucking sophomore in high school, but it was great, and I just stuck with it forever since like TBS would take it off, then they'd get it back on, and then Fox took it or something like that. It was crazy.
And the South Park, those guys just got a bag, dude.
Oh god, that was amazing. My brother got me onto them because he was in high school. He was 6 years older than me, and so I wasn't advanced. You know, I had to get a little bit older before the things that he liked, I liked. But he was on the South Park right away. He was in college when that came on. And so he was like, you got to watch this. It's on whatever it's on. Watch it. And I liked it for the stickiness, but like I didn't get it for the longest time, you know, because it's like The Simpsons. They're satire. They're fucking with,
for
you know, just the normal common stuff. And so like it's the best though. It's one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, they're gonna make what $30 million per 22-minute episode. That's fucking phenomenal, dude.
It's insane.
Legendary bag pull. Legendary, dude. That's awesome, dude. For everyone that gets underpaid, at least there's someone that gets overpaid.
Yeah, I'm fine with those guys getting back.
They don't want to fucking do the show anymore. So if that's what you got to pay me to do the show, that's what it costs, right?
Yeah. I mean, if that show went away 15 years ago, it's still a legendary show.
Oh my god, yeah, dude. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Are The Simpsons still going on? It's still happening,
I think
right?
so.
God damn, they need to.
I hope that and Family Guy and South Park just keep going. American Dad's fucking hilarious.
Well, then bring in young, funny people to like do it. You know, like that'll push the envelope a little bit back. You know, because it's become like they have every episode of The Simpsons now. It's just like all right, we have a theme of what the messages we're gonna have, and then we're gonna work backwards from what our message is to like create a story arc that doesn't really fit unless it's all based on writing from backward from the message. Yeah, I don't know. The characters don't even. Sorry to rant, but the characters don't even fucking do what they used to do. They're not even the same characters. Like Homer in the modern seasons is not even close to what the foundational like framework of what Homer is as a character. Like his trouble he gets into is because of the foundations of what he is as a character. The trouble he gets in now is just because they have to pick shit for him to do. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know.
35 seasons, my god.
So they should bring in some people that like want to approach or revamp towards what it actually is. I don't know.
Bring Conan back.
Yeah, bring Conan back. Seriously. You could have him do it. I'm sure he could lead the charge of that. He'd be great at it. I mean, it's great. It's a great show. It's got awesome stuff. I wish they didn't I feel like they've lost the bit a bit with it.
I mean, maybe that's fair just because it's been so long.
Yeah, but they're coming up on what the second movie's going to come out, right? They said 20 years from movie 1 to 2. I don't know. Oh, there it is. Rumored.
I had so many Simpsons things. Like I had the Simpsons like little handheld game back in the day. Everything Simpsons, like T-shirts. Yeah.
Did you ever go up to the South Park, Colorado, and like walk around that little
town? So I didn't. Okay, so this was kind of embarrassing to admit, but like I understood that like South Park was based in Colorado, right? I didn't really know the roots of it. So my friends live in Fairplay. They have a second home in Fairplay. They're doing way better than I am. But I didn't know that Fairplay is basically South Park City. It's and so I also didn't know Casa Bonita was a thing, which is insane because that's usually the touristy shit my parents love.
Oh, right.
So I've actually I went like 5 months ago and something like that, but I didn't know it was like a child. I didn't know you guys had this.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't go. Truly,
it wasn't off the beaten path enough. Like my parents should have been there easily We should have been there. Like, I should have went there 10 times as a kid, considering all this touristy shit we did.
Yeah.
And so I thought Casa Bonita was just completely made up by South Park guys. So I remember the first episode when Cartman's just going off on the fucking everything in Casa Bonita. And I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Probably 10 years go by, and I still didn't know it was a real thing.
Dude, we used to go on field trips.
Would you?
Schools would take us.
Really?
That's so great.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we go to the Museum of Nature and Science. It's like right there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love it. It's such an extravagant thing in this fucking outlet mall. Also, there's a brewery right there next to it. And so even though I lived in Colorado for a while, I hadn't even been there. And then it's raining, it's dark, and I go to this brewery, and as I walk out, I'm like, look at all these fucking people here. Like, this is going to be a fun show. And then I just realized that brewery is just a waiting room for people trying to go into Casa Bonita. So everyone left our show for sure. And then we had to do the show to like 3 people.
Oh, dang.
But then it was cool to actually see it. Like, oh, I've always heard about this on Colfax, and here it is.
That is so funny.
It was great. It was a lot of fun because we also took my girlfriend's 5-year-old, and she loved it. Also, the time we saw one of the divers, of course, they build it up, and then he does a cannonball. You know, but he's doing one of the most dangerous dives known to man, and it's like Trey, I think, the narration building it up. It was great, and he just does a cannonball.
Yeah, it looks cool right with the revamp. I haven't been yet, but I've heard from several people that it's pretty cool. You said you were there 5 months ago.
It's also, I mean, these pictures look great, but it's tiny, and it feels even more tiny because there's so many people there.
That's a big.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I got a hat. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that is
I can
definitely
at least
something.
say I went there.
I'm surprised you did not make it there as a kid.
I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I felt so. It's like the first time I've ever felt betrayed by my parents. I was just like, you guys, I would have eaten this shit up, and so would you. How did we not go to this?
So what sports did you cheer for then, growing up in Kansas?
So we were always I got to get this out first. My dad is kind of a front runner, and so if I allowed myself to kind of root for the teams he rooted for, that means I would have had to root for the Dallas Cowboys, the Boston Bruins in hockey, the Boston Celtics in basketball, and then I can't. And he's a New York Yankees fan, and I'm just like, what? So basically, I grew up loving the Royals. I still do. I think they just beat the Guardians,
The Indians.
and then the Chiefs. And then
don't dead name my baseball team.
That's right.
Everyone gets mad about dead naming until it's a baseball team.
Yeah, I know. And also, they weren't named the Indians for mean reasons. Like,
I've got it backwards. I want them to be dead named. Call them the Indians. Sorry, my logic is flawed.
That's all right. But then Chiefs, Royals, and then we never really had a basketball team because by the time I was born, like the Kansas City had the Kansas City Kings, and then they went to Sacramento.
Right.
So it's kind of weird to root for the Kings, but I wasn't really around for a basketball team. So we had WGN though, like most people had, and so I just watched a lot of Bulls games. But that's kind of a cop out being a '90s kid, being like, I like Michael Jordan.
I don't know.
Everyone did.
I think
that's like saying you like Superman.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's forgivable being a kid in the Midwest in the '90s. Like if you're in any state within 6 states of that, like it's totally reasonable.
If we would have had the Oklahoma City Thunder when I was growing up, I would have been a Thunder fan immediately because that's an hour and a half from my hometown, and we're already Oklahoma State fans, so why the fuck not? But we just kind of had the Hornets a little bit because of Katrina and stuff like that, and so I don't mind rooting for the Thunder, but I just never really had a basketball team. I have no problem rooting for the Nuggets. I love watching them.
Fuck yeah.
Come
aboard then.
Usually I just pick an O State player. Like I used to be a Celtics fan because Marcus Smart played for them. And now he's going to go for the Lakers, so I'll root for him. It's going to be hard to root for the Lakers, I know.
Oh my God. I was halfway disgusted trying to hold it in and you really... Scott.
I made a lot. I'll make up for it. I did a lot of freelance design for Guerrilla Sports here in Denver. So we made a lot of anti-Lakers stuff.
Fun.
Literally just put one that's like going back to the KU Mizzou stuff. KU came up with this great shirt. Instead of saying fuck Mizzou, it says muck Fazoo.
Yeah.
And it's one of their greatest sellers. People still wear it even when they're not playing Mizzou. And so we just did Luck the Fakers.
Yeah.
And so in their logo, just a shit on them.
No, it's the sports hate is a real good part of the American culture system.
That was a great shirt.
That is great.
It's just so simple.
So that's a cool part of graphic design that I wouldn't have thought of on the surface, of like working with some sports and like love there. You connect with the other part. I mean, comedy, I'm sure you can probably help out friends that need if
one of my clients is a comedy club in Springfield, Missouri. And so I don't get to work with sports a lot. And so that was fun to work with
I'm sure
them.
you don't make, I guess the fun stuff you probably don't make good money at as compared to the other stuff.
Well, it's nice because like a lot of clients I have, like, you know, it's just so different. Like one's a comedy club, one's a co-working space, one is an improv group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one is, and so it's like another was a mortgage guy, and so it's just all over the place. But yeah, once you get to like make stuff and be around sports, it's so much better, so much more fun.
Yeah,
comedy's a lot of fun because, like, you know, if you're just doing like some social media content for a client, then you're just watching comedy clips most of the time and cutting those up and putting them out there. So yeah, comedy and sports are always really fun clients if you can just get them.
What do you primarily work with when you're doing like comedy club tips or clips?
Oh, well, basically it's always just like promotion, like, right, trying to get the word out that so-and-so is coming. I'm trying to say like 3 weeks ahead of that stuff. And so you're just trying to find as much content as possible. So like I start getting mad at comedians when they don't have shit available online. Like there's certain comedians that are like actors, right? They don't have a lot of clips. Like Jeremy Piven did the Blue Room in Springfield, and he doesn't have a lot of, you know, comedy clips. And so there's only so much entourage I want to use, but like honestly, you got to push that stuff forward. So no, it's kind of a bummer, but like I like. Do you know Zach Moss?
Yeah,
here,
love Zach.
I told him he headlined the Blue Room one time, and I put together all of his promotionals because he had like a Google shared folder of all of his clips, all of his headshots, all the stuff I needed. I'm like, you're officially my new favorite comedian just because you had that stuff available. I didn't have to search for it. So yeah, it's just one of those things.
Well, there you go. There's something I learned right there. Yeah. I wouldn't have thought to have a Google. That's an easy thing to set up and have ready.
It's great. You get to control the narrative. Now I'm not just searching the internet trying to find anything.
What do you use to like edit when are you using Premiere Pro? What do you like to work with?
Premiere Rush. Because I don't need to, my computer is a pile of shit anyways. Rush is, I only need like really to do the basics. So I'll use.
Is that like the free version or is
it's like it's basically like, I call it like the version, because it's still on the Creative Suite.
Yeah.
But it's like a dumbed down version of Pro. Okay. To where if you just need to put something like layer something on top of a video and then export it, that's what it's there for.
Gotcha.
I'm sure the Premiere and the video editing people could tell you exactly what it's for.
Yeah.
But I just call it it's a dumbed down version.
Thing for, yeah. And
it doesn't take up as much space on my computer. So no, you just make the graphics for that, put it over the top of someone's clip and just go.
So then your Adobe Suite with all of your like graphic design stuff.
Yep, Adobe Suite, and I tried to like learn Figma and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
It's nice because it makes web design a lot easier. But that just gets into the weeds about.
And Figma is what, is a language for coding websites or
Figma is so it's kind of like it gives you like the design side and the coding side. I still don't know how to code. That you still need a developer for it, but it helps the developer give them more of an understanding of what you're trying to do. Instead of using Illustrator and then bring it over into Figma, you can just do Figma and they can take it in Figma and just make it work. And so that's nice because that's not how it's always been.
Interesting.
And I'm just learning it, so I might even be talking on my ass at this moment.
No, that's fun though.
No, you're on the money, dude. You're like you're saying that.
Yeah. Okay, I got him.
Full confirmation.
Now they can sponsor the show, Figma.
Yeah. That's amazing. Wow. That's I'm always interested to talk to people that are creative, that are pushing towards their creative endeavors, because I am at this stage of life where I'm working to sustain, working to have, a little bit extra to be able to run the pod and do other things. But it's like, yeah, I'm excited for whenever that leap does come where I can kind of be starving artist for whatever decade and a half it's going to be.
I'm tired of being a starving artist.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just I get to live vicariously through the struggles and learning ambitions of that through talking to people that are walking that path. So thanks for sharing.
Well, it's nice that I got into it for college and stuff like that. So it's like, it's great and I like being creative, but then, the clients try and just suck all the fun out of it.
Yeah, it's just a job, right? Yeah. And there's no, you really don't get to inject much of that into it.
Yeah. No, sometimes.
Do you get, I guess you probably get to use some of the skill set cross-contaminated with comedy in terms of promotional things and stuff like that?
Yeah, and I think like comedy's helped out because, if some client doesn't know what they want and you kind of pitch them off the off the wall idea. That's always fun. Whether they actually follow through with that off the wall idea instead of just going back to the normal kind of templated stuff, it's whatever. But yeah, every now and then you get to be ridiculous, and it's fun. Hopefully clients like that.
Well, thanks for coming on our show and being ridiculous. It's getting a little hot in here.
Do I get caned?
No, you don't get caned. But have you heard of England, my friend?
I've heard of England.
They do this thing over there called knighting. Here at Top Shelf Studios. After a long form conversation, I'm doing the hiding.
Hiding! You're taller than me, so I immediately hated you. I'm not even really that tall, but in comedy, I'm pretty tall.
See, these mid-tall guys always hate those really tall guys.
Well, it's a basketball thing. I'm used to being around tall people, but in comedy, I'm not. And so if someone's taller than me,
how tall
I'm
do you
6'3". Yeah. That's comedy. That's huge in comedy.
Huge in comedy.
And so the first time I met, I did a guest spot for a show for Brian Posehn.
Oh yeah,
and he's fucking enormous.
He's like one of the tallest people in comedy.
He's like 6'7", 6'8", and I'm just like, yeah, fuck you. and I don't know why. I was just like, I thought I was going into showbiz where everyone's short. Everyone's Tom Cruise and fucking I don't know, fucking mini me. Yeah. No. And then now, yeah.
So all my life, people have been like, you play basketball? How's the weather up there? And so I've come to learn now I've got this prefrontal lobe fully set in, 28 now. I'm like, well, it's all the way done. I realize I'm just waking up in a vehicle every day. I'm in this meat suit, and I'm like, looking out in the world, and we seem to be judging each other on our meat suits almost more than anything else, on the size, the color. It's like just silly to me. So I am pleased after a long form conversation to give you a heart height. How tall do you stand physically? 6'3".
6'3".
Scott Shaffer, I heart height thee.
Yeah.
7 foot.
Now we're talking.
7 foot.
I'm gonna walk taller today, literally and figuratively, and in my mind.
Put it in the bio. The newest member of the 7 Foota Club. There he is. Large heart. Clearly a large heart. Thank you for being here, brother. You might require procedure later in life because of that large heart, but
it's gonna kill me.
Keep sharing it with the world. Where can the people check you out?
Follow you. On my website www.irrelevantscott.com, and then all the social medias at Irrelevant Scott.
Irrelevant Scott. Scott Shaffer, check him out, people. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be nice to someone else. Hug a friend, why don't you?
Hug me.
Fuck off and be well.